And our United Way Spotlight of the Week is on Girls Inc.
Hello.
Hi there. So this is Michelle Fields,
Yes.
Who's staff with Girls Inc. And Ian McMullen.
Yeah.
And you're a participant in Girls Inc.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, tell me about Girls Inc.
Absolutely. So we are a non-for-profit organization that runs programming for school-age girls, and we also run programming for youth and young women. So we have programming that ranges from in-school programs or after-school programs, as well as day camps, all the way to supporting women with employment or getting back to school.
Oh, wow. So the age range is fairly long then.
Yeah, we support, I think the youngest would be 6, and then the oldest would be 30 as of right now, but our programming is always growing and getting more diverse.
Wow, I didn't realize it was such a big span. That's wonderful. And Ian, you're a participant. How long have you been part of Girls Inc.?
I think from the age from grade 7, which would be
You're about 13, I think, around 12, 13, around then. Yeah.
from now, which is grade 11. Which
Grade 11. All right. What's the best part about Girls Inc. for you?
probably the friends, like you make a lot of friends, and the experience, and also how like it boosts your confidence.
Oh, what sort of ways do they help you with that? What are some of the things that you found really worked for you?
Like the activities, they would put you in groups that they would think you would go with, and then you would work your way, make friends, it would kind of boost your confidence so you can go out there for like high school
Right.
and make other friends, because high school is big, and they help a lot with that.
Oh, that is terrific. It's and can anybody be part of Girls Inc. or are there certain criteria other than age? Is there a criteria other than?
No, it's really just age. I mean, we have so many different programmings, but our camps are open, so we'll run camps in different areas. Like our summer camps we'll have in Kingston or Sydenham, as well as in the Belleville area. So that is just as long as you can get to the camps are free, our programming is free. So then as long as you can get there and get home, we are happy to accept you. And then each, obviously, program has different age requirements or grade requirements is normally what we go off of. But yeah.
So you haven't got a bunch of 16-year-olds with a bunch of 30-year-olds, which they'd have zero in common.
Exactly.
Right.
But we do often get, like in Ian's case, we'll have a lot of participants who came to our programming when they were young, 11, 12, and then at 16, when they're older, they might come back to do their volunteering, like their high school credits, and it's nice to kind of get to be on the other side, right, and seeing the younger kids now and being able to help them like they felt like they were helped.
Well, paying back is big, and I think volunteer work is like a best kept secret. Everyone thinks you're a hero for doing it, but in fact you get so much out of it yourself.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. So you have to put in so many hours of volunteer work anyway. Will Girls Inc. be one of your choices to do that?
Probably, I would say yes.
Yeah. You mentioned something about winter camp. You went to a winter camp that they offered. So you slept outside in a tent in the middle of winter?
I think that might be a little too cold.
Okay.
Ian participated in our March break camps that we do yearly. And we actually also have a winter camp, or like a holiday camp as we like to call it, coming up during the Christmas holidays. So we know it's difficult for some parents, kind of 2 weeks off, not really knowing what to do. So we offer a free camp for grades 4 to 8, and it spans over 5 days during the Christmas holidays.
So what sort of things do you do? It's usually pretty cold, pretty snowy.
Yes.
What are some of the skills that you would build? Did you do that one, a winter?
I didn't do the winter one, I just did the March break one.
Okay, the winter one that's coming up. What sort of things do you do for 5 days?
Yeah, so all of our programming is like tested and comprehensive. We like to have an approach where we're making sure that young girls are meeting all of their needs. So oftentimes we will focus on like staying healthy, staying active, staying smart and challenged and intelligent. So that would be like our STEM programming, as well as being bold. So we might do programming that works on like, emotional care or self-care, or building relationships, like healthy relationships and boundaries, things like that. So we like to take pieces from all different parts of what we need to kind of be successful and get as many opportunities in life as we can, and do it in like a fun, creative way. Like one of the STEM programs that we do, I don't know if you did this one, where they would build a bridge and it has to hold so much weight, and everyone has the same amount of materials, and you have to build a bridge that's going to hold, I think it's like 3 or 5 pounds. And it's just a fun way of challenging your mind and thinking creatively, and
And STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Math?
Yes.
I got that right?
Correct.
Right. So it's building that, which used to be one of those things that girls aren't supposed to be good at that.
Exactly.
And I'm coming from an entirely different generation, but what are you finding is the biggest challenge that, let's say the really young ones are coming in with, that you find, wow, we really got to work on this?
Yeah, I think a huge piece, like you mentioned with STEM, is that a lot of the young girls will come in and they're interested in everything, right? Anything's doable, anything's possible. But as we get older and we start getting socialized, that's when we start hearing kind of the voices outside saying, well, girls don't really play sport. Girls don't do football, or, girls don't really do math. And then it's not that their capabilities aren't there, it's that their interest is diverted and they think, well, that's not really me. And so we're here to go, look at it, we're gonna keep doing this stuff, we're gonna keep engaging in it. And maybe it's not you, and that's fine, but maybe it is. And having an environment, like Ian said, where it's new peers. Like, it's not the people that are necessarily always around, so they get to meet new people. They get to do things that would challenge them, which then boosts that confidence, gives you that opportunity to fail and learn and grow. And that's really what we're trying to do.
So then you get into high school, and you're in grade 11.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say, just from the girls around you, what do you think that they could really, that you just sometimes you just want to say, like, don't do that. That is such a bad idea, and you learn from Girls Inc. that it's a bad idea. What are some of the things that you've observed from your classmates and other kids?
I would say, like Michelle just said, they really don't do sports. They think it's a guy thing, where it should just be everybody's thing, because you're having fun and it's just a sport. It doesn't matter what gender you are, if you're a girl or a boy.
Right, and it doesn't matter if you're good at it.
Yeah.
As long as you're getting something out of it, you're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Would that come into it too, I suppose?
Yeah.
So in grade 11, you've got a year and a half to go, and you got some big decisions to make. So what are your plans?
Well, my plans are to actually, rugby is coming up.
Oh.
That's one of my plans for a sport. So they, hopefully, more girls would go into that and have fun and experience the sport and not think that it's a guy thing.
So what else beyond sports do you get out of Girls Inc., or that's helped you make, thinking about what's coming up in a year and a half and beyond that? So you finished grade 12, and now you got some decisions to make, what you're going to do now. So what are your plans?
To, go to college.
Good for you. Good for you. And was Girls Inc., some of that influence, was that helpful to you?
Yeah, they would teach you like experience from like groups. You would work in groups, solve problems.
Okay.
Like some games they would have, they would solve problems, which would help you try and get into college and solve problems, or like a work life.
Oh, what a good idea! Because how to logic things through and how to. So that becomes a skill in itself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. What a good idea. And I understand the United Way was a big part of the success of Girls Inc. Michelle, can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned before, our holiday camp is free, and that goes for all of our camps that we do in our Girls Ed, as well as our after school programming is free. And that's completely possible because of the United Way. They fund us so that we can make sure that there's no financial barrier to any of the girls that we serve or the families that we serve. So it's like equal access, and we're so grateful to them for letting us be able to do that.
Right. And another good reason to support the United Way.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.